If nothing else, these songs will provide some name recognition. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're looking at the top 10 songs named after famous people. For this list, we're looking at the most memorable and meaningful songs that share their titles with the name of someone famous. The only exceptions we have are for joke songs, so for those expecting to see songs like Weird Al's Jerry Springer, this isn't the list you're looking for.
I'm spending way too much time on that Jerry Springer. Baby, I've been sleeping with your sister.
Oh, which one?
All of them.
Oh, well, I've been sleeping with your best friend, Jake.
Yeah, well, me too.
Oh.
And I've been sleeping with your dog, Woofy.
Woofy, you bitch!
Number 10. Rosa Parks, Outkast. By the late 1990s, beloved hip-hop group Outkast were at the top of their game, and with the release of Rosa Parks, they had become a force to be reckoned with. Andre 3000 and Big Boy make reference to the legendary civil rights activist in the chorus, telling everyone to hush that fuss and to move to the back of the bus, because they're the type of people that make the club get crunk.
We the committee, gon' burn it down, but us gon' bust you in the mouth with the chorus now. Say push that force, everybody move to the back of the bus. Do you wanna bump and slump with us? We the type of people make the club get crunk.
While there's no denying that Outkast aren't worthy of that kind of status, it didn't stop them from getting in trouble with the actual Rosa Parks, who sued them in 1999 saying they misappropriated her name.
Woo, that thing was raw, man. I'm telling you, they scared of that. It was dope. They scared.
Number 9. James Dean, Eagles.
James Dean, I know just what you mean.
Even with only 3 films under his belt, actor James Dean left a permanent mark on pop culture before his unfortunate death in 1955. The Eagles definitely believed this, dedicating a whole song to him on their 3rd album, On the Border.
You were a low-down rebel if there ever was, even if you had no cause, James Dean.
In the song, Glenn Frey sings about the larger-than-life persona and impact of the titular rebel without a cause over some of the band's tightest musicianship.
Shot, hot, soda, pop, basketball, and auto shop. The only thing that got you on was breaking all the rules, James Dean.
The track also coined the phrase "too fast to live, too young to die," referencing Dean's death in a car crash, and providing an accurate description for others who might meet a similar fate. Number 8. Brian Wilson, Barenaked Ladies.
I'm lying in bed, just like Brian Wilson did. But when I'm lying in bed, just like Brian Wilson did.
Usually upbeat and lighthearted, BNL took on a more somber tone for this ode to the Beach Boys frontman Brian Wilson. The singer's battles with mental illness have been well documented, and the Barenaked Ladies make many references to the problems that Wilson faced, including Dr. Eugene Landy, the psychologist who was later revealed to be taking advantage of Wilson.
Ring a bell and I'll salivate. How'd you like that? Dr. Landy, tell me you're not just a pedagogue.
The song was so well received by Wilson that he himself covered it for a live album in 2000, an experience that the band later described as surreal. Hey, when a Beach Boy says he likes your song, you listen.
I'm lying in bed just like Brian Wilson did.
Number 7. Bette Davis Eyes, Kim Carnes.
Her hair is hollow gold.
This early 80s classic was actually recorded in 1974 by singer Jackie DeShannon.
She's got Bette Davis eyes.
But it wasn't until Carnes covered and rearranged it in 1981 that it worked itself into the cultural consciousness. Backed by otherworldly synthesizers, Carnes sings about an equally mesmerizing woman who shares eyes with the award-winning actress from the golden age of Hollywood.
She got Greta Garbo, stand-up size. She's got Bette Davis eyes.
The track spent 9 weeks at the top of the Billboard Hot 100, became the biggest song of 1981, and even earned Carnes recognition from Bette Davis herself for helping to bring her back into the spotlight.
All the boys think she's a spy. She's got Bette Davis eyes.
Come and rock me, Amadeus. Do it.
Number 6. Rock Me Amadeus, Falco. The mid-80s were a shockingly fertile time to talk about Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. A year after the biopic of the famous Austrian composer won the Oscar for Best Picture, singer Falco scored a #1 hit with a song about him. To this day, we're still amazed that this was as big a hit as it was. It was a song about a classical composer from the 1700s, sung almost entirely in German in an era dominated by synthesizers and electronic drums. Despite that, the song became iconic, making Falco the first German-speaking artist to have a #1 hit on 2 US charts. Number 5. Bela Lugosi's Dead, Bauhaus.
Bela Lugosi's dead.
Ready for something really macabre? In 1979, English group Bauhaus hit the scene with this early example of goth rock. The track, which clocks in at 9 minutes, makes reference to the iconic horror film star who still remains the most well-known screen image of Dracula.
Bela Lugosi's dead. Bela Lugosi's dead.
Despite Lugosi dying over 2 decades prior to the song's release, it's not hard to see where Bauhaus took inspiration from him, whether in their dark gothic style or lyrics that reference bats and the Count himself.
Alone in a darkened room.
Number 4. Mr. Crowley, Ozzy Osbourne.
Mr. Crowley.
No stranger to the occult or bizarre, the Prince of Darkness decided to give up the pretense on this cut from his debut album. Inspired by a book about the titular man, this Blizzard of Oz standout sees Ozzy singing about the legendary British occultist Aleister Crowley, back to the iconic work of guitarist Randy Rhoads. While the song remains one of Ozzy's best tracks, it does compare him to a magician and master of the occult, which definitely did nothing to help shake the public perception that the metal star was a practitioner of the dark arts, and that ended up being an image that would come back to haunt him. Number 3. Clint Eastwood, Gorillaz featuring Del the Funky Homo Sapien. At first listen, this song from Gorillaz doesn't seem to have as much to do with the multi-Academy Award-winning actor-director, but this funktastic debut single is a lot more than its killer bass grooves and rap verses.
Someone let me out of my cage. Now, time for me is nothing cause I'm counting no age.
Combine that imagery with the music of the Gorillaz, and you've got a tune awesome enough to stand next to Eastwood himself.
Hey, happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, not for long, the future is coming up.
Although there has been no word from the man with no name about his thoughts on the track, Gorillaz frontman Damon Albarn is confident he would love the song, as he says Eastwood is, quote, an intelligent man.
My future is coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, my future.
Oh, hey, please try the fish.
Number 2. Buddy Holly, Weezer. It might still be overshadowed by its own video, but this song, released on what would have been Holly's 58th birthday, remains one of Weezer's most well-known tracks. Amazingly, Rivers Cuomo had to be convinced by their producer to include the song on their debut album, with Cuomo believing it wouldn't fit in with the rest of their sound. But this lovable track where Cuomo compares himself and his lover to the beloved 50s rock and roll pioneer and TV star Mary Tyler Moore turned out to be a perfect addition to Weezer's nerd rock personas. Before we reveal our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
The moves like Jagger, I've got the moves like Jagger. She wants to dance like Uma Thurman, bury me till I confess. She wants to dance like Uma Thurman, and I can't get you out of my head. Barbra Streisand.
Barbra Streisand. Look, I know girls love Beyonce. Girls love to with your conscience. Girls hate when niggas go missing. And shawty, you ain't no different. These days it's hard to meet women. It is the jumping little record I want my.
Number 1. Roll Over Beethoven, Chuck Berry.
Roll over Beethoven, I got to hear it again today.
The father of rock and roll putting the most famous classical composer of all time in his place? You gotta have some serious chops for that. Luckily, Chuck Berry had the musical talent to pull this off. Would Beethoven actually roll over in his grave if he knew that the music he pioneered had given way to rock and roll? Hell, even Tchaikovsky gets dragged into this battle of riffs.
Roll over Beethoven and tell Tchaikovsky the news.
But Berry's boasting wasn't without cause. Rolling Stone would later deem this the ultimate rock and roll call to arms, declaring a new era.
Roll over Beethoven. Roll over Beethoven. Roll over Beethoven.
So, do you agree with our list? What do you think the best songs named after famous people are? For more musical top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.